Hi everyone, welcome to our All Aboard video. Today we are going to learn how railroads transformed Florida in the late 1800s, how daily life changed with the arrival of trains, compare modern modes of acquiring goods and supplies with those of the past, and discover who traveled on Florida trains and why. To begin, download the All Aboard Bingo game and color each square as the vocabulary word is discussed in the video. Okay, are you ready? Let's go visit a train depot. Hi everyone, welcome to our train depot. This depot was moved here from Oklahoma, Florida, which is in the middle of our state. This depot saw passengers and goods from places like Chicago, Atlanta, Savannah, and as far north as New York, and brought them into South Florida. Oklahoma was Central Florida's hub for the shipment of products of major industries like citrus, watermelon, and turpentine. After this large depot was constructed, many of the town buildings moved from the steamboat depot to be closer to the train depot in hopes of growing their business. Let's go on inside. This is the waiting room where tourists traveling to beautiful destinations across Florida waited to catch the next train. Over here we have an advertisement for the Plant System hotels, advertising the casino, theater, and pool at the Tampa Bay Hotel. The west coast of Florida, the health and pleasure seekers' paradise. Right here is where passengers would sit and wait for the next train. While passengers were waiting, hotel staff from the nearby resort, the Clarion Hotel, would bring big silver platters of southern food like fried chicken from their restaurant in hopes of drumming up some business. This is the depot office. The boss of the station would monitor train schedules, sell tickets to guests, and watch over the freight as it was waiting to be transported. Back over here, this is the boss's desk. On his desk, you can see a hole punch, an oil lamp, the record of freight, and the train schedule. Over on the other side of the room is the telegrapher's desk. Behind me is the telegrapher's desk. The telegrapher would decode messages that came across the telegraph wire. Each combination of clicks of the telegraph would signify a different letter. These messages were very important to keep trains on schedule and train workers and passengers safe. There were no cell phones or computers during this time period. A Morse code message was the only way to communicate over a long distance. Here is an 1891 map of Florida with all the train routes. If you look right in the middle of the map, we have Oklahoma, Florida. As we keep moving, we're going to walk into the freight room. This is a room where all sorts of goods, such as sweet potatoes, ferns, and even an organ, could be boxed up in a crate readied to be loaded on the next train. We know this is the freight room because of the large loading doors. On this side, we have two loading doors. A carriage would arrive, unload goods from their carriage into this freight room. The freight would remain here until the next train. And then on this side, it would be unloaded from the freight room onto the train through these doors and would be shipped all over. In between, we have a 500 square foot model train layout depicting rural Florida at the turn of the 20th century. On our board, we have several industries in Florida represented? Can you find all of them? We have cattle, citrus, fruit packing, lumber, turpentine, cigars, and phosphate. And our model would not be complete without a 1900s fair. Now that you've seen the inside of our train depot, download the Conductor Carl activity found in the post text below. And let's get moving. Act out all the items, activities, and people as Conductor Carl instructs. And share your best photograph with us. Welcome back. Trains connected agricultural centers from all over America together. Freight, which is transported goods like fruit, vegetables, and household items, arrived quicker than ever thanks to the swiftness of trains in comparison to steamboats or horse and buggy. People all over America could finally eat a ripe Florida orange before it's spoiled. Citrus fruit, such as oranges, lemons, and limes, do not like the frost, which became an issue more and more as citrus was being shipped into colder states. Citrus farmers had to learn to safely pack their fruit into boxes insulated by Spanish moss. Often, it was a child's job to glue a citrus crate label onto the shipping box before it was loaded onto a train car. For your next activity, you will be preparing your freight for delivery. Florida is, of course, well known as a tourist destination today. But did you know that it was first gaining that reputation in the late 1800s? Henry Flagler and Henry Plant were two of the major pioneers in this new kind of Florida business. They both built railroads to move cargo, but sent on to build enormous luxury hotels and resorts along their train lines to attract the super wealthy south to see Florida. These hotels were wildly expensive, both to build and to visit, and the rooms were incredibly luxurious. Henry Flagler's Ponce Hotel in St. Augustine had elevators and electricity, both still very new technologies, and the hotel was by the beautiful beach. Henry Plant's Tampa Bay Hotel also had electricity and elevators, and in every guest room they had a telephone, an even newer technological marvel. The hotel also boasted a golf course, dog racing track, a heated swimming pool, and a casino. Now, make your own late 1800s luxury hotel. It's a long train journey down into Florida. What brand new technologies will your resort offer to attract the wealthy tourists of the 1800s? Make a poster or postcard like these to advertise your amazing new destination and convince people of the 1800s to visit. Morse code was the language of the fastest method of communication in the 1800s, the telegraph. Telegraphs could only send tapping sounds through their wires, so Morse code turned every letter and digit into a pattern of short and long taps, frequently called dots and dashes. The patterns of dots and dashes may look randomly assigned at first, but the letters most used frequently in English have the shortest associated codes, which sped up the sending of each message. Morse code had many of its own abbreviations, the most famous of which today is SOS, which was used as a call for help because it was a short, easy pattern to remember. Morse code is still sometimes used to send messages today, whether it's written down, tapped out as sound, or even flashed as a pattern of lights. Check out the links for a guide to decoding and writing words in Morse code. Your challenge is to figure out the railroad words written in dots and dashes in the Morse code activity. And why not try writing or tapping a few of your own secret messages? Can you write your own name in Morse code? We have reached our final destination. Thank you for visiting our 1890s train depot and exploring train travel with me. We have 2 more challenges for you to complete: I Spy and a matching game. I hope you have enjoyed all the fun. Bye!